The information I'm going to show and demonstrate is available to anybody worldwide on the net. All you have to do is go to thecityofmyrtlebeach.com and you can look up this information for yourself and understand the rules and the procedures. Before me I have a couple newspapers from the spring of 1998. I understand the rules. City Council does not operate by Robert's Rules of Order. They operate by a condensed version or their own version of Robert's Rules, and it was jokingly called at that time Wetlands Rules, which were named for the city attorney at the time, Mr. Joe Wetland, who actually wrote and put these rules into place, and they were accepted and put in by council. Now, it is fair to say that the majority of the council members weren't on. Mr. Martino was a member at that time. But these rules have been in place for now 10+ years, and these are the rules the city must operate on whenever they pass laws. Now, if I can go to the website, I'll show you and demonstrate. Once you bring up the Myrtle Beach City website, on the left-hand side, if you go down to Complete City Code, go into Complete City Code, then you go to the Complete Code of the City Ordinances. That brings you up to the Municipal Corporation, and that's where all the city's codes and laws are kept. Go in there, and we'll put in Code Rules of Procedure. Once you put Rules of Procedure into the Municipal Corporation's website, hit search. Go down, in this case, to number 5, Article 2, City Council. City Council Division 1, generally it talks about their legislative powers, the powers of the mayor pro tem, qualifications, compensation, oath, meetings, the dates, times, executive sessions, quorum, and rules of order. Continue walking down through the city law, the city code. You get down to legislative items. Council takes action by resolution or ordinances. Ordinances must be in writing and in the form required for final adoption when introduced. I have no problem with any of that. The presiding officer will ask the manager to read, to brief the council on the motion that's on the table. And at that time, we'll go back to the approved minutes, the minutes of May 26, which were subsequently approved by council on June 9th as written. Go down to the ordinance that were the discussions about, agenda ordinances, second reading, ordinance 2009-26, an ordinance to enact Chapter 2, Article 6, Division 6 of the local option tourism development fee, providing for revenues available to cities shall be used for owner-occupied tax credits in construction or renovation of tourism-related facilities. The motion to adopt the ordinance as approved at first reading, providing for property tax credit to homeowners in years 3 through 10. The motion was made by Councilman Gray. It was seconded by Councilman Chestnut. Here it says it was approved 7-0, but this is where it gets deep. It's very simple. It never happened. So the motion was to adopt the ordinance 2009-26. It was made by Councilman Gray and seconded Chestnut. What that does, once it is available, council is given the opportunity to speak. Then the public is given the opportunity to speak. There can be further discussion from the council. And then it says here, after the discussion is completed, the presiding officer shall, not may, can, hope to, wish to, the presiding officer shall restate the motion before council and call for the vote of council. And then after the vote, the presiding officer should immediately announce the results. This is where the problems are. I would like to play you a clip. This goes back to the meeting. And I would ask you to go to the sunnews.com website and look at their videos under Tempers Flare over the sales tax in the Myrtle Beach City Council. Please remember, We had a motion and a second. We've had council discussion. We had public discussion. And at this time, it's become a heated argument. And then now we can listen to what takes place.
All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed likewise. So moved.
Mr. Chestnut called for the question. The mayor recognized Mr. Chestnut in his call for the question. Under the city's laws and rules and procedure, after your main motions, you can have subsequent motions. And the subsequent motions, which have orders of importance, the first one would be motion to adjourn. I think that's clearly understand, a motion to adjourn. The next one would be call for orders of the day. Then you'd have call the question, is what Mr. Chestnut did and was recognized by Mayor Rhodes. He said, Mr. Chestnut has called for the question. He restated the call for the question under the City Council's ordinance. That's a subsequent motion to the ordinance that was already on the table. They voted 7-0. What does call for the question do? It's not debatable. It closes the debate on the motion on the floor and forces a vote on the motion. In this case, it would have forced the vote on the ad tax. If Mr. Chestnut had said a motion to adjourn, they would have got up and left the room and never addressed the ad tax. He could have called for a motion to limit or extend the debate, to continue further debate. He could have made a motion to refer it to a committee. He could have made a motion to continue it to another council meeting. But Mr. Chestnut clearly, and with the recognition of the presiding officer and Mayor Rhodes, he called for the question. That closes the debate. They voted to close the debate. And subsequent to that, they've never taken any action to approve for second reading this tax. This tax is being collected illegally, improperly. It is very simple. The city must follow its laws. It must follow its own rules. And the easiest resolution would be for City Council to come back and remove this black cloud and this overhanging issue over the city right now is to call a special council meeting, go back, put that item that's been hanging out there since May 26, 2009, and re-vote and say we've passed the ordinance. There's nothing, if this is the way the city was going to conduct government, they would never have to have meetings. They could sit home and hope and wish for what was going to take place. But city must take action to properly and legally pass this ordinance. Thank you.